Hey folks, what is going on? It is me again, CJ. Personally, I don't know how it is in the countries you guys live in, but in my country, people are slowly talking about how the end of the whole COVID thing is approaching. Now, personally, I'd say let's not be too hasty, but it seems to be going a little bit better day by day, which is a very, very good thing. But there's a few things I briefly want to address, because let's face it, it's gonna be a hella weird time. First off, places are gonna be crowded. People are gonna be ecstatic that everything's gonna open up again, and there's gonna be a lot of people outside. And if you're not comfortable with that, that is perfectly fine. For the last 2 years, maybe a little over 2 years already, depending on where you live, many of us equated big crowds with danger. And that is something that some of us will not be able to just erase from their brains. So if you feel uncomfortable in crowds, don't put yourself out there all at once. Do what you are comfortable with yourself. Don't let people pressure you into doing something you don't want to or you don't feel comfortable with. And if you feel safer wearing a mask, then do that. Like, if people look weird at you just because you're wearing a mask, after everything that happened, there's something wrong with them, not with you. Secondly, body shaming. I know this is a huge issue far, far before any of the COVID stuff happened, but there's gonna be an aspect which will most likely pop up, which is gonna be like, as soon as all the gyms open up, they're gonna be like, oh, it is time to lose all the pounds you gained during quarantine, or sitting at home and not being able to go out. Because you let yourself go and thus you are a bad person, essentially. That is bullshit. We are living through a major historical event. And it is a major traumatic historical event. It is very, very stressful, even if you yourself did not have any contact to COVID, or if you live in a country where, compared to like India or something, you were relatively safe. This is a huge thing. This is a global pandemic, and we lived through this. So there's absolutely no shame in having gained a few pounds. So don't let anybody tell you that. If you feel uncomfortable in your body, if you yourself are uncomfortable with your body, then do whatever makes you happy, but don't let people shame you for the way you look. And even like with all of these ads that are most likely gonna pop up, try to keep that in mind. Thirdly, and this is a hard truth, we are not through just yet. There is no saying that this is gonna be the complete end of COVID, and it's not gonna be, because COVID is gonna stick around for a long while. I'm gonna come back to that in a second. But we shouldn't be too hasty with what our next steps are going to be, because politicians in my country, they're already speaking about lifting all the mask rules that brought us through this the way it did. And personally, I know that I wouldn't feel comfortable already with not wearing a mask inside stores or something like that. So that also ties back to like the first one, don't do something that you're uncomfortable with. If you want to wear a mask, then do that. But I think it is easy to now just try and rush to the end. But we are not at the end yet. And I think without putting more anxiety onto this whole situation, I think that's just something we also have to keep in mind. And lastly, when I said that COVID is probably gonna stick around for a while, what I meant is that it's probably gonna be less of an issue in first world countries soon, but in third world countries, it's probably gonna stick around for a long while. And it is easy to feel powerless about that fact, especially if you care a lot about these kinds of social problems. But keep in mind that we all can only do so much. And if you do what you can, if you use your voice to inform others about this problem, if you use your voice to raise awareness or to demand that action is taken, then if you're doing everything you can in your situation, that is more then you have to do. And I know, like, personally, I'm a person, I worry a lot. I worry about all the problems on the world, and it's easy to let yourself go with, and it's easy to let yourself go and think about how you are not going to be able to fix all of the world's problems. And most likely we can't. But that is okay, because as long as we do what we can do, that's everything we have to do. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, just my personal thoughts about the near future. Make sure to stay safe for a bit longer. And with that, I'm gonna leave you all. See y'all tomorrow.